back I did a makeup tutorial, and I just wanted to know why you guys didn't tell me. It was like the worst makeup tutorial I have probably ever seen. I think that's a lot of it because I didn't really have a plan that I was going by, so I think that, you know, that was probably why it came out so crappy. And I really didn't do like a lot of gothic like colors or anything like that, so I just kind of threw it together at the last minute. So I'm probably gonna delete that video. For those of you that did like it, cool, thanks, but I went back to it and I kind of saw that, yeah, that really wasn't the best makeup tutorial that I could have done. So I'm going to do another one to make it up to you guys, and I am going to do American McGee's Alice makeup. And there is 2 games. I'm not going to do the makeup from the first game, because I think the first game is kind of, I don't know, it's a cool game and everything. It's got nothing to do with the game. It's just, I don't really like her makeup in the first game because, this is gonna sound kind of funny, because she's not totally insane yet. Because in the first game, she's still clutching onto her sanity and everything, but in the second game, she's pretty way out of it. She's pretty far gone. So yeah, I'm going to do the makeup from the second Alice game, which is a little more gothic, a little more dark than in the first game, and it's a little more insane too, which means it's really going to be fun. So I need to get my pictures, so hold on a second. So yeah, here we go. I've already applied my foundation, my cream foundation, which is again my just regular CoverGirl cream foundation. And let's see how this goes. She's got really dark circles under her eyes. I'm gonna want to do those. And let's powder the face first. So let's go ahead and do that. And me, I like to get that pale look by a mixture of baby powder and just normal pale CoverGirl makeup. So I will do that and get back to you. Oops, my mirror. And you really want the face as pale as it can get, but since I'm already pale, this isn't the best to tell you how to do it, but oh well. I just lightly tap. I don't really like to like smear it in because it gives it too much of a greasy quality, because if it is tapped on, it gives it that light airy quality. And you just tap your powder in until till all the lines pretty much disappear. Make sure to get it all down your neck. Make sure that there are no lines in the concealer and foundation makeup. there we go. So now your face is all paled out. And next, we are going to work with the eyes. So, first, we want to do an eyeliner. And this time, I won't be laying it on very thick because we are going to be doing like the dark circles under the eyes. Because she's quite insane, and she's definitely lost her sanity greatly more along the way. So she needs to gain it back. That's what she's trying to do. And she looks like she hasn't really slept that well because her insanity is keeping her awake. So let's move on to the eyes, and just put on your eyeliner as you normally would do. I still kind of put mine on a little bit thick, but you know, on the waterline is best. So for this part you don't have to follow my example, but you can. So now our eyeliner is in place. I know a lot of you are going to say, well, that's still pretty thick. Like I said, I still put on my eyeliner really thick, just how I am. So next, we're going to take a black eyeshadow, and we're going to do the dark circles under her eyes. You take some onto the brush, but not too much, because you really don't want it to look like you have two black eyes. You just want it to look like, you know, the dark circles. And you just lightly go under the eye part, right under here. And it looks really thick right now, but we're going to smooth that out. And you want it to go like all the way down, because dark circles aren't only just under the eye, but they're like down near the nose too. Again, make sure to do this very lightly. We do not want any deep black lines. And if it is a little too dark, you can always smooth it out. So yes, it is very dark right now, but it will be smoothed out. I'm just going to take my powder pad from earlier and smooth that out. There. Now you have the dark circles look under your eyes more defined. And if you feel that the black is a little too rough toned, I guess you could say, or a little too dark for you, you can always use a brown eyeshadow. Or a purple eyeshadow works. So once you have the dark circles on, you're going to start to look a little bit more like an insomniac. I don't really have to try, but after that, you're going to take your eyeliner again, and you're going to go on the upper lids this time, closest to the eyelashes in a long straight line. I'm kind of doing a stippling motion because sometimes it's just easier to do that, because it'll be smoothed out with the eyeshadow next anyway. So once your eyeshadow, eyeliner is in place, gonna take mascara. Any mascara will do. And just put that on normally on your upper lids, and make sure to put it up on your lower lids too, and make sure to curve your lower lids downwards in kind of a baby doll-like way. Kind of lay it on thick, because surprisingly enough, even though Alice is going insane and is basically in an orphanage of sorts, she somehow still has time to at least make herself a little way decent. So her eyelashes are very thick and dark. We always make funny faces when we're doing our makeup. Women, men, it doesn't matter. People make funny faces. I wonder why. I'm going to darken my dark circles a little bit. That sounds funny. Because I feel that they're not quite at the insanity level I want. You can also use the eyeshadow for your dark circles to smooth out the eyeliner a little bit. Now my dark circles are how I want them to be. So after that, you're going to want to take like any foundation, any cream foundation, or even a powder foundation. For a powder foundation, I recommend that you probably use chapstick or something on your lips beforehand. That way your lips don't crack. or get dry if they're prone to that. So take your foundation and just lightly dab onto your lips, because in the second game her lips are a little more paler than in the first game, because she, I guess, hasn't been out in the sunlight as much as she was in the first game. She's, you know, kind of confined to her room most of the time. So just kind of dab over the lips and do it all the way across and all the way up and everything, and make sure that those are fully covered. But you do not want it too thick. See, right now it's really thick, but I'm going to smooth it out. You can even rub your lips together. That way you can get it to the full extent and get it kind of everywhere on them. So there. Now your lips have been paled up. Along with your skin, you have your dark circles, your eyeliner, we're going to take up our black eyeshadow once again and do the eyelids. And the way her makeup is, it kind of curves at the ends, so it's just a very slight curve at the ends of her eyes. So start on the eyelid first. Fill in the eyelid and then kind of just do a slight curve right up at the tips here. But not too much of a curve. It's not, you know, drag queen makeup or anything like that. Or tranny makeup like that. God, I love drag queens and trannies. They are fun, but we don't really want to look like one right now. So start with that on the eyelid, and don't do it too heavily on the eyelid, because we do not want to go out of the main eyelid base there. You can even open your eye, that way you can get into the crease. And we don't want that one too dark either. Her makeup is more of a gray because it looks like she hasn't really kept up with reapplying it. She just kind of lets it fade. So if you can get it to look a little faded, that would be cool. And the curve up at the end is just very slight. It's not like huge, you know, like you would with eyeliner or anything like that. It's just very slight to kind of give the eyes a cat-like tone. And it's pretty smoky, so you want to get a really smoky tone on it. Just like that. And I think I put a little too much eyeshadow on this eye, so I'm probably going to go over with a towel and kind of smear some of that away. It's a little too high. It happens. So there you go. You have your eye makeup on now. And now we're going to move on to the lips. And I know you guys thought we were done with the lips, but not quite. We are going to add color. I know it seems a little strange because I told you to pay out your lips, but she does have a slight lip color, and it's kind of a reddish. So you're going to dab your finger onto any red lipstick that you have. This one's kind of a ruby reddish, so this one's probably really good. It's like a dark ruby red. So you're just going to want to dab your finger till you get some color onto there. And you're just going to want to dab that across your lips. Don't smear, because we don't want like a really bright pink or anything like that. Just dab. Rub your lips together. And now we have a little bit of a more pale lip tone with the CoverGirl foundation and the light reddish tone of the lipstick. So you can just rub your lips together and... Sorry, I got a little excess lipstick on the side here. But yes, so that looks good. And if you want, if the eyeshadow itself is not quite looking the way you want it to, I suggest just smearing it. You can take your powder puff or brush or whatever from your foundation and just kind of smear that up too. So that works. And I'm gonna do that because it's not quite looking how I want. So once you're done with that, we are going to outline the lips a little bit lightly, just lightly, because she has a tone in the center of her lips that's a little bit darker than the rest of her lips. So I just use eyeliner. It's easier. I haven't been able to find a black lip liner yet, so if you find one, cool, go ahead and use it. But so we're gonna take your lip liner or your eyeliner and just kind of do a line over the center of the lips, just a light line. And kind of smear that in with your finger. So it kind of gives it a little purplish hue to the center of the lips. Like they're a little bit bruised. And then she has little points on the side of her lips. So we're going to take the pencil and kind of just draw in those little points very lightly. Rub your lips together so it's not so dark. And smear it around again. So now your lips look a little more pointed and sharp and kind of bruised up. So with the hair, don't really recommend much because in Wonderland her hair is pretty much like mine. I kind of did this because I really love Alice, the Alice games, the American Mcgee Alice games, and I really liked the first one, but the second one I think was probably the best. I was really intrigued by it and it was really fun. So this look is kind of my look in a way because I kind of do my own interpretation of it, and I'm also referred to amongst my friends as Alice, and they refer to me as American Gee's version of Alice. So I kind of take on that kind of dark gothic insanity role in my group of friends. So I never really noticed, but I kind of I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. I kind of have a lot of the same qualities and the same looks as she does. So this is your Alice look. I hope you liked it. Wow, those dark circles still aren't quite dark enough unless I lean in. Can't quite see them on my camera, but yes, they are there. So I hope you enjoyed my American Mcgee's Alice look. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you liked it. Oh, and another tip, she actually has very thin black eyebrows. I didn't really want to draw them on because I don't really have a guide right now to draw my eyebrows on, but you can draw those in, and they kind of curve at the bottoms here, and it kind of gives her that look of, you know, pain and like anguish because of what she's been through in her past. And I don't want to spoil anything in the game if you haven't played it, but she's kind of been through a lot of crap that she really shouldn't have been through, and you really feel bad for her. But Alice is awesome, and thanks. I enjoyed doing this tutorial. It was fun to kind of bring the inner Alice I have in me out for you guys to see. So, bye-bye.